All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kayla Marino, and I'm with the Virginia SBDC Network. For those of you that are not familiar with our organization, the Virginia Small Business Development Center is a partnership between the U.S. Small Business Administration, George Mason University, and local host institutions throughout Virginia. With 27 locations across the Commonwealth, we provide training and technical assistance to small businesses in their local communities. Our one-on-one consulting services are available at no charge. Today's boot camp, Grow Your Business with Digital Marketing, is presented by the Virginia SBDC Network. Be sure to check out our next digital boot camp, Managing Your WordPress Website, on December 7th. We are recording today's presentation and it'll be posted on our website, virginiasbdc.org. Due to the large number of participants, everyone's microphone is muted, but if you have any questions during the presentation, you can type those in the Q&A box. We've also enabled the live transcript function, which you can show or hide via your meeting controls. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our presenter for today's session. Cameron Nelson is the Chief Digital Advisor for the Virginia SBDC and CV SBDC. Mr. Nelson has over 18 years of experience in technology and as a senior tech consultant in Silicon Valley, helping Fortune 500 companies improve their digital marketing and e-commerce. At the same time, he founded several tech companies, including a SaaS website for tree preservation and a blockchain platform for nonprofits. Cameron is accomplished in language, culture, and has a MBA and MA, and he believes new technology products have the ability to help shape our world for the better. Please join me in welcoming our presenter for the day, Cameron Nelson.
Thanks for the introduction, and hello everybody, and welcome to How to Grow Your Business with Digital Marketing. Whether or not you're an experienced digital marketer or just dipping your toe in for the first time, you're going to get something out of this presentation. I'm hoping to provide you some tools in your toolbox for your small business to enable you to go out and increase your online sales through digital marketing. So with that, let's jump right into it. So what are some of the reasons why you'd want to consider using digital marketing? Well, I think the main reason here is that digital marketing creates growth better than any other means of marketing available today. And there's 5 main reasons why this is so. The first one is it has broad geographical reach. So when you post an ad online, people can see it no matter where they are geographically. You can also limit your ad geographically as another tool. So this makes it really easy to grow your market reach and how many people can see about your products and services. Second, it's more cost effective. It gives you much more flexibility in how you manage spending on your ads compared to things like newspaper, television, and other traditional marketing opportunities. You can set your maximum bid value on your click, for example, in a pay-per-click ad. So it gives you a lot of ability to fine-tune that. Third, it gives you quantifiable results. With any digital marketing platform, and we'll talk about the main ones in a moment, they give you the software to track the number of conversions that you get. And it can be anything you want to measure, and it's easy to measure. Many things like your email open rate, visit to your homepage or another page on your website, purchases of your products. It can be anything you want to measure, or you can measure all of it. Fourth, it gives you easier personalization. Digital marketing, as we know, allows you to gather customer data in a way that any kind of offline marketing just can't. Facebook and Google and Apple, they track customers and they will empower you as a digital marketer to benefit from that data. With the digital marketing, you also have the analytic information and the data you've gathered, and so you're able to make smart decisions, assuming you know how to use it, and we'll talk about that. And fifth, it offers an easy conversion. So customers can take action immediately after viewing your ad or your content. It could be a social media post or an image on Instagram. They can click a link, move right along through a sales funnel to buy the product. They might also decide to wait later. So these are the 5 main reasons why any small business should be looking at digital marketing to increase their online sales. So we're going to be talking about 4 main things in this presentation. First, we're going to talk about social media and email marketing. This will help you increase your brand awareness and personalize your outbound marketing messages. Secondly, we're going to talk about your paid ads and search engine optimization, also called SEO strategy. These ads can be posted on networks like Google and Facebook. And SEO can make your web pages attractive to search engines, which can increase their ranking in a search result and giving you more customers. Third, we're going to talk about affiliate marketing, which is a very powerful tool that not a lot of small businesses use. And this is a tool that will allow you to use third-party publishers or influencers to generate traffic or leads to your products and services. And fourth, we're going to tie it all together. And the theme of this presentation is mainly about data and analytics, which is really the linchpin of most businesses' online strategies. So we're going to show you how to use analytics to measure your success and improve your performance over time. So social media marketing, it has three main benefits, which are to increase your brand awareness, provide useful metrics, and build trust and dialogue with your target audience. So let's talk about increasing brand awareness. Social media marketing can increase the website traffic and brand awareness because it can engage people in discussions online. Imagine you make a post on a Facebook page or Instagram or Twitter, and you are going to maybe receive some thumbs up, some likes, maybe even some comments. This is really useful in determining what people like about your product and what they don't like about it. So this really helps to increase your awareness of that discussion. And it's a very popular way of getting attention for small and large businesses, especially growing businesses. So being able to have a Facebook following or Instagram following nowadays is one of the most important things that'll lead to success with online sales. Second is the metrics. Social media marketing offers built-in metric tools which can be useful in helping you understand how you're reaching your audiences. For example, Facebook will tell you in a post how many people clicked on it to read it. So maybe you have an image, how many people clicked to expand the image, and how many people clicked on a link to go to your website. They'll provide all the information for every single post. So a lot of useful data there. And third, you can build trust and dialogues. And a lot of big brands use social media to build trust with their audience. And the goal is usually not to make them or encourage them to buy a product right away, but they first try to build trust, because if you provide a useful and helpful content on a regular basis, then sales will generally follow because people have become to trust your brand and the products you sell. So there's a few main popular platforms for this type of social media marketing. In no particular order, they are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, and YouTube. So these are the main channels for taking out or running your social media marketing ads and campaigns. I think we've all heard about email marketing, so I'm not going to summarize what that means. We've all received these emails from companies, and whether we like them or not, we're familiar with what this is. But here's some do's and don'ts with your email marketing campaign that you might not know about. You do want to individualize the content in the body and in the subject. So rather than a generic hi or hey, you could say, hi, John, hi, Samantha. You can actually populate it automatically with the first name of people in many cases. If they have signed up for your newsletter or otherwise given you their email address and name, you know their name. So you should personalize it. You should also state clearly what kind of emails the subscriber will get when they sign up. So you could have a sign up section on your Facebook page or on your own website to sign up for a newsletter. Tell them what they're going to be getting. Nobody wants to sign up for an unknown email. You always have to offer a clear unsubscribe option. This is built in automatically with a lot of email platforms like MailChimp. It'll give the email recipient this unsubscribe option automatically, but make sure that it's there if you use a different platform, because there's nothing more frustrating for people than not being able to unsubscribe. They might report it as spam, and if enough people do that, then Google and all the other email providers will eventually block your domain from sending email, which is a really bad situation to be in. It's hard to get out of that. Next, you can integrate both transactional and promotional emails. So you might just want to be talking about a good or a service or talking about an event. You can be promoting something that doesn't have to do with what you're selling. But on the other hand, you can also mix that up with emails talking about making a transaction happen. So helping them to make a buying decision of a good or a product that they're interested in. And you also want your prospects to see your campaign as a service, not just a promotional tool. So this goes back to offering valuable content that's maybe unique to your company, something unique that you can be telling your buyers about the problem that you're helping them solve. So those are the things that you should do. Now, what should we not do? You don't want to have overhyped subject lines. You sometimes see these from companies that don't really know what they're doing, but a lot of exclamation points, a lot of capital letters in the subject. People don't like that. You want your email address to be from an actual email, not a no reply. So you'll see sometimes if you get an email from Google or Facebook, it's often no reply at Google. And that's because they send it out to millions and billions of people. So they could never handle that type of response if somebody replied to it. But as a small and growing business, you want people to respond to any email you send them if they're asking questions or trying to get help to buy your product. So always have it something like contact at or info at or support at your domain name. Don't send an email that offers no value. So don't just send something that's blatantly saying here, buy this. Don't offer too many call to actions, also called CTAs. So typically you want your email just to have one call to action. It could be to go to an event. It could be to buy a product. It could be to go to a website and browse, but you should just think of one call to action to have in your emails. You don't want an email that's too long. Typically more than just a page length on a desktop computer is going to be too much text. So keep it to a page or under. A mistake is not to segment your email list. So this could mean maybe you have men and women who buy your products, but they're interested in different types. Maybe you sell shoes, the women buy women's shoes and the men men's. Well, you can know through the data if who's a man and who's a woman and segment your list to only show them those deals that you think will be relevant to them. Another issue is not optimizing your emails for a mobile device. Over 50% of emails are opened on a mobile phone nowadays. So you're going to want to test your emails usually before you send them out on a mobile device. You can send it to yourself and just make sure the pictures fit, any video fits, and that kind of thing. Sending emails at the wrong time of day or too many emails. So studies have shown that the best time to send emails is typically in the morning, kind of around 9 and 10 a.m. And this can vary a bit depending on your market and who you're sending them to. And also a good second best time is in the evenings when people are getting off of work. Maybe they're getting in their car, getting ready to drive home, or kind of browsing through some unanswered emails before they step off of work. So between 5 and 6 p.m. And the last thing is don't ignore your analytics. Again, the data plays a big part in the success of your marketing campaigns. And we're going to talk about some strategies of how to use that data. The next category for digital marketing are with paid ads, also called pay-per-click ads. This is when you post to an ad network and you pay every time somebody clicks on your ad. So the largest ad networks are Google, Microsoft, and Bing, YouTube, which is owned by Google, Facebook and Instagram, which is the same company, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Pinterest. So you can post an ad on one or multiple sites, and they could be the same ad or different ads. So you have a lot of choices here. But essentially what you do is you create an ad that has a call to action, could be to buy a product or to learn more about your services or to go to an event. And your ad, let's just say you are putting on let's just say you're a DJ and you're hosting an event. You might have other DJs in the same area that also would have an ad up. So how does the Google Ads or Microsoft decide what ad pops up when somebody searches for DJ near me? Well, there's 4 main things to consider here. And you do want your ad to be the first one that pops up. Ad quality. So the algorithm analyzes each ad based on these factors. And the first and most important is the ad quality. So do you have misspellings or typos in your ad? Does your ad go to a page where it has problems? So let's just say you have an ad that goes to a website, but on the website you have links to broken images, or you have a link to an image that isn't there. That would obviously be a bad experience for somebody going to that website. And so the ad networks will give you a low ranking based on the quality of that page that you're going to. The next one is keyword relevance. So you can't, you just type in your ad in it and the algorithm will match up the words in your ad with the search term. So as long as you want to focus on using words that are most commonly used in searches for people trying to find your goods and services. Not everybody knows what the search term might be for someone looking for the product you're trying to sell. So you can look at several websites to help you find that information. There is a Google Trends website, which I think is just called trends.google.com. And that's one site that'll help you. You can type in a search term like party DJ, and Google will tell you other related search terms. And so you can start to maybe incorporate other words you hadn't thought of into your ad to boost that keyword relevance. And lastly is the bid amount. So because this is a pay-per-click ad, you only spend money when somebody clicks on the ad. And typically what I've seen recently is it's around 10 to 30 cents per click, cheaper on Facebook than on Google, but it varies from month to month and from industry to industry. So this should give you an overview of the paid ad strategy. And if you have more questions or want to dive into anything I talk about deeper, then we'll have some time for questions at the end. Next part that I get asked about a lot is search engine optimization. So whereas paid ads, you have to pay when somebody clicks on the link to go to your website. If you do a good job with your SEO, you get those people for free because you show up in the organic website traffic, just the normal search results. And so you don't have to pay anything for these. So this is, you want as many organic search result visitors as possible. So the most important elements to consider when optimizing your website are these four here. First off is the quality of the content. So do you have proper English, proper grammar? Is your website formatted in a modern way? So Google will know if your website is 10 years old, and they're going to say, wow, this is using all this outdated code. The quality of that content and the quality of the website is poor. So that's something to look out for. The next one is the level of user engagement. So what this means is that Google knows on every website how long people spend there and how engaged they are. So if people go to a website and scroll for a couple seconds and then just leave, they close it, that's a poor level of user engagement. But if users typically click on 3 or 4 links, go to different pages, spend a minute or two, this is a good level of user engagement, and Google will rank your page higher. So focusing on having a video on your website, things like that to engage visitors can help you there. The next is the mobile friendliness or the mobile readiness of your website. It needs to be current and modern and work on mobile phones. And the last metric here is the number and the quality of inbound links. So you might have several blogs, let's just say, who mention you in a blog post and they link to your web page. Google knows every page that's linking to yours. And if you have a lot of those and they're coming from sites that have a good quality of content, then that's a good quality and number of inbound links, which also helps to boost your website. So all of these tactics are more of a long-term strategy for boosting online sales. It's not as fast as a paid ad, but this is free. You know, once you get these 4 aspects dialed in, you're getting free visitors and it's better in the long run. So this and the paid ads should be used in tandem. So next is the affiliate marketing. So some of you might be aware of this and others not really, but this is a strategy where your company will compensate an affiliate partner, like an influencer, for business created from their marketing tactics. Your company can access the right type of market and you can get a motivated and creative influencer to help you sell your products. They can be anybody from celebrities to other online influencers or just a trusted voice in your industry. So there's some pros to using affiliate marketing. It's really a quick way to access a broad market. You get more qualified leads because the people who are listening to that influencer could be on Twitter, could be on YouTube, could be on Facebook. Those people are already interested in the product that you're selling, so they're qualified leads. And lastly, it can be a surprisingly low-cost way to advertise compared to paid ads. So some of the cons are you could be subject to fraud. Now, if you are offering a product in exchange for review online or offering money, there's no real guarantee that the review gets made and you might be out your product or your money. you don't have a lot of creative control over the affiliate and what they say. And yeah, again, you're vulnerable to theft of any types of promotional things you would send them. So Amazon here is a great case study of this because Amazon has an affiliate marketing program, which is called Amazon Associates, and it's one of the world's largest. And a lot of people use this. You probably have seen links of somebody talking about a product on YouTube and they say, link to buy in the description. Well, they're an affiliate of Amazon most likely, and they're getting 2, 3, 4% of that sale price from Amazon. So you can essentially take a similar approach. And it works really well as you're trying to grow your business, and it works better in some markets than in others. So diving a little bit deeper into affiliate marketing, there's 3 main ways to do affiliate marketing that you should be aware of. The first one is unattached affiliate. This is kind of the most rudimentary level, where the affiliate who you hire has no connection to the product or service. They don't really have related skills or experience in the industry, and so they're not even really an authority, and they can't make claims about its use or function. So they lack the attachment to potential customers, but it also will absolve that affiliate from a duty to recommend it. So this could be, just a really mild suggestion, like from somebody, hey, I used this soap and I ended up really liking it. That could be a subtle affiliate that you have arranged, to talk about your product, but they're not promoting it, they're not reviewing it. The next level is a related affiliate. So this affiliate has a relationship with the offering. They're probably going to be in the affiliate's niche or for the product or service. And the affiliate has some influence and expertise that they're going to use to generate traffic. And they're also just a trusted source of information to people who follow them. And in this case, the affiliate will make no claims about the use of the product, but they're going to mention it in passing, but they're not going to say, oh, I recommend you use this. That is the third type of affiliate, which is called an involved affiliate. In this case, they have used the product. They are confident that it's good for their market. They're going to talk about it on their social media platforms, about their experience. And one risk to them, to the affiliate, is if they are providing a recommendation on something that ends up not being, when people buy it from their recommendation ends up not being well received, their reputation can be hurt. So it's kind of a two-way blade here, because you do need to honor your quality of your product, and they're using their reputation to help you promote it. And when you see major affiliate advertisements online nowadays, this is probably the way that it's being advertised, is with the involved affiliate model. So like I mentioned, I think that the data collection and analytics and using data in a smart way is the theme that ties all of this together. And here we're going to talk about the 6 marketing analytic metrics you should be paying close attention to. The first one is traffic sources. So one of the traffic sources that you're going to be able to measure are direct visitors, or those who click on a link that you posted either on a Facebook or in an ad and went directly to your website. The second one is an organic search traffic. So those people who typed in some sort of a search query, Google or Bing popped up your website and they clicked on it. And the third traffic source are referrals that can come from affiliate marketing or a blog post, or a link in a YouTube video, things like that. The second metric is going to be the page views, which is the number of times a user loads your web pages, and also which pages attract the most engagement and attention. So this can be really helpful as you try to determine which product is selling the best. And if you have a product that's not selling as well as you would hope, you can maybe learn why. And one cause can be if a page has high views, but low sales or revenue being generated from it, you could see that might be a problem with the page. Maybe you have a link to a broken image. Maybe you have some typos that make it confusing if somebody wants to buy the product, or maybe there's a link to the shopping cart or something else that is broken and not working. So that's a useful way to quickly identify problems with pages on your website. The third is the average session duration. So as I mentioned before, the longer a user spends on your website, the more engagement they have, the better for selling the product. And also, even if they don't buy the product the first time they go to your website, a lot of people will pause, think about it, bookmark that page, and come back later. So you want to engage people for a long time. And if it takes them a couple of days or weeks to decide to buy the product, usually that's fine. It usually is a bit of a process online. It's less likely you'll get a sale from someone on the first time they visit your website if they haven't bought from you before. So one way to increase your session duration, you can post useful information and have engaging images and videos. You could have a list, a section of user testimonials or reviews of the product. I mean, we can think about looking at a product on Amazon and what keeps us engaged there. There's videos and sometimes an image at the top. There are related products, which we will look at, and then there's a lot of reviews and even the question and answer section. So Amazon has done all that intentionally to keep users engaged on that page longer, because research has shown the longer somebody stays engaged, the more likely they are to convert to buy the product. The fourth metric is the bounce rate. So this is a negative metric where this is the percentage of people who leave after viewing only one page, and even with that, stay on it for only 5 seconds or less. So if they stay for 5 seconds or less and don't click anywhere, that's considered a bounce. A high bounce rate can indicate a poor effectiveness of your content and strategies and campaigns. And this is one of the main problems small businesses have starting out with increasing engagement, is they have a high bounce rate. So you might wonder what a high bounce rate is. I've seen bounce rates of 90%, 95%. Now this is pretty bad. That's not just saying someone, browsed around your website and didn't buy, because that would actually be an engaged user who might come back later. Then high bounce rate indicates someone who's probably just totally disinterested and won't come back. And so these are really kind of useless people coming to your website for your business. And maybe you had an ad that targeted people looking for a different product, right? And that would lead to a high bounce rate. So there can be lots of reasons for a high bounce rate, but it's something that's really important to keep an eye on. The fifth is the exit rate. And this shows how many people leave your website from specific pages. Now, if you convert somebody, they'll probably leave your website from the checkout confirmation page. They paid the money, the credit card's gone through, and they're done. That's great. But if your exit rate is from other pages, you might have problems that you should look into. And sixth is the conversion rate. So this is that percentage of people who will act on your conversion goal, which could be many different things. It could be making a purchase, or it could be something like subscribing to a newsletter, or maybe you just want them to follow you on Instagram or Facebook, engage with you through social media. So that would be a conversion rate that you can measure with your analytics. So these six, I think, taken together, give you a comprehensive view of the data that you should be looking at. Most of this can be just accessed very quickly through Google Analytics or the Facebook Pixel platform, which is Facebook's analytics platform. Those are the two most common ways that you'll see this information. So whichever platform you're on, you'll have this, and they'll also let you run reports anytime you want, or you could have an automatically generated monthly report, which will not only show you these metrics, but also show you if they're increasing or decreasing from the month before. So this is a segment that should definitely be looked at closely. So I know we've covered a lot of different topics, but how do we wrap this all up? Well, I think that digital marketing is the best way to increase your business sales online for several reasons. You're going to be able to get insight into your customers' likes and their preferences through the data that is known about them from Facebook, Google, and others. You'll learn about your customers' buying habits by looking at your analytics. You'll learn what works on your website and what's not working. I can guarantee that every website out there still has things that can be optimized, right? No website's ever truly done. And so by constantly looking at your data, you can find ways to optimize. And you can better target customers with email campaigns. So here's a couple of tips that I would like to leave you with. First tip is you should always stay active. Online marketing is very much an evolving realm where even the Fortune 500 companies are constantly thinking of new tactics and strategies to increase their online sales. So you are competing in a place that is very competitive and very data-driven. So it's important to continue to learn about the new changes and trends that are happening. And that can be done by attending presentations like this one and others. You can talk to business owners about how they're marketing their businesses and what's working for them, and stay current by reading news websites and following thought leaders. So that could be on LinkedIn or Twitter, just to learn about ways to engage your market in new ways. And so with all this information, first-time digital marketers or new business owners might be thinking it's kind of overwhelming. So where do I start with it all? Well, when I talk to small business owners, I recommend they just start with their gut instinct and grow a strategy from a small spot, because many forms of digital marketing are free. And so all it's going to take is a little bit of your creativity and your energy and your time to get started. And it's actually, I've been working with several businesses that have been surprised at how successful their initial efforts have been. So it is a new realm for a lot of people, but there's definitely rewards there. And lastly, you should learn from your data. Don't disregard the data. It'll help you adapt over time. And you'll always need to modify your strategy to stay new and creative, because certainly your competitors out there are trying to do that too. So that concludes the presentation. Now we're going to have about 15, maybe 20 minutes for questions, and I would be happy to take those. And if you have to hop off now, thanks for attending. You can reach out to me directly. Here's my email address, and also you can reach out to the main Virginia SBDC office with any other questions about your small business. So thank you.
Great, everyone. I am launching the poll now. Please help us improve our sessions by filling out the evaluation, leaving any questions or feedback, and Cameron will be taking questions via the Q&A section. So if you have any questions, just drop them in there and I will read them out to him. So we had a hand raised. If you could drop your Q&A in the Q&A function, we can get that asked right away. Thank you.
Maybe everybody's still filling out the survey.
Here we go. Here we go. Besides trying to increase SEO through web optimization, can you expand upon some other free digital marketing tools?
Yes, there's a lot of free digital marketing tools. It depends a little bit about what you're trying to achieve, but just off the top of my head, email marketing campaigns can be done very easily through MailChimp, which is a really nice email platform. Other ways that other tools you can use for digital marketing would be a CRM system or customer relationship management system, which will help you to take names, email addresses of people, identify what products or services they're interested in the system, and then build separate and custom sales channels to reach them. So you might have someone interested in, let's just say you sell hats, shoes, and belts. Well, you can ask them what they're interested in a survey, put them into the CRM system with that information, and then actually have automated emails go out to them just about the thing that they're interested in. So that's what a CRM system can do. There's a lot of other things. So, we could talk more in depth about that once I know kind of more about your business and your goals.
The next question is, would these tools still be effective for B2G businesses? And are there any digital marketing taboos when it comes to B2G marketing?
So I'm actually not familiar with B2G. Maybe you could explain what that is.
If you want to type business to government.
Oh, right. So that's a great question. Almost all of the small businesses I've worked with in my career have been B2C and B2B. So yeah, I'm not a great resource on B2G, but I do know at the Virginia SBDC, we have several other experts on government sales. So I encourage you to reach out to us to help@virginiasbdc.org. and we'll be able to help you get in touch with someone who can answer those questions.
Okay, we have, what if you create a survey but no one answers them? What do you do then?
Well, I'll say that people have survey fatigue big time, just the amount of surveys people have been sent in the last few years and how busy people have become during the pandemic, and people don't want to spend more time, looking at screens and filling out surveys. So I've seen survey results below 1%, and it's just really hard to get feedback from surveys. So what do? I would try to be more creative in trying to get that data back. I try to find the data you're looking for. There's ways to do research or to maybe purchase industry research from companies like Forrester and Gartner, who do good research and have some relevant facts. Or just go where your customers are and talk to them, right? Like, people are much more willing to talk to you face to face than try to answer an email survey in a lot of cases. So find out where your customers are and just go interact with them is a great way to get feedback.
How are people using TikTok for advertising? I've heard it is the new way businesses are using social media. Is it effective? Any things to do with it in particular?
So TikTok is kind of like YouTube, but for short video clips. It's a way for people to post short video clips, and it is being used. I mean, Coke, car companies, you name it, most Fortune 5 companies have dabbled in TikTok advertising from time to time. Well, one effective way of using it would be to have identify an influencer in your industry. So let's say you sell dog food. Well, there's probably some people on TikTok who talk about pets and pet supplies and pet health. Identifying several of them and saying, look, you want to pay them to create a TikTok video that will go out to all of their subscribers. So it's a similar approach to having a short video review on YouTube, but it'd be on the TikTok platform. So that's probably the best way to utilize TikTok, would be to go through with an influencer and affiliate route.
What is the website to find the Google hashtags or keywords to help the ratings?
So I think this is probably referring to the Trends website, Google Trends, which I think is trends.google.com. But if that's not right for some reason, just Google Trends and you'll find the right websites, and they might have changed it. But that will show you, what words are being searched for the most, what keywords. And there's also a part where you can put in a search term, and Google will tell you other related search terms based on their data.
Where do you find the analytics of your website? Are there softwares you need to download, or do sites like Squarespace and Wix already have these processes in their services?
It's a great question. There's several different types of analytics data you can look at for your website. Wix and Squarespace, especially Squarespace, they do provide a basic analytics dashboard where when you log in as the administrator, you can see the bounce rate. You can track the conversion rate, but just to a limited extent. So it's kind of a simplified analytics platform, I would say. The best one, the main one people use, is Google Analytics. You can access that by going to analytics.google.com. It's completely free. And what you need to do is you just put a little bit of tracking code on the pages of your website, and that allows Google to report to you all the data that you could be looking for. The other way to track analytics, the second most popular, is Facebook, which is called Facebook Pixel. And very similar, you will go to Facebook Pixel's website. They'll give you tracking code, which you'll copy and paste onto your web pages. And then you can look at the data from Facebook's website. So either Google Analytics or Facebook Pixel is what I'd recommend.
Mm-hmm. We've got another question that is Facebook related. How can you reduce the cost per click of running Facebook ads? In experience, running such an ad for Virginia area ends up costing over $2 per click.
$2 per click is the highest I've ever heard of on Facebook, really. No, Facebook changes what they charge based on the demographics you're targeting and essentially the industry you're in. The industries I've worked in have been, home goods or food products, and the cost has been much lower, like 10 or 15 cents a click. So that's really expensive. There's no way you can get Facebook to charge you less money. Like, they charge you based on an algorithm that they've set in place. They can change that rate whenever they feel like it. So it's kind of a black box as far as how they calculate these rates. I would recommend you could try creating, just trading different text in your ads to see if that lowers the cost per click. You could try having images or no images. You could try having a video or no video, and just experiment with several different configurations of the ad to see if it lowers the cost. Also, if you're targeting certain demographics, like an age, a gender, or a geographic area, you might try tweaking those parameters to see if that lowers the cost of the click on the ad.
They provided a little more information. This is referring to a health and wellness demographic, if that affects that at all.
Well, like I said, at Facebook, they come up with their algorithm and their cost based on some formula only they know. So it's like Google, and they will change it based on the industry you're in. So one thing to keep in mind is that if there's a lot of people in your area that have ads targeting health and wellness, Facebook is going to increase the price of that click a lot, because they say, well, there's a lot of people trying to have this kind of ad. Let's make it more expensive, and then we're going to make more money. So they do that. Now, if you're in a market where you're the only one with an ad for a certain product or service, it's going to be much less. So overall, that's how they're judging these things. So it's just possible your market is really busy for this type of ad.
All right. That's all the questions we have so far. If there's any more last minute questions you guys want to throw in, I'm sure Cameron will be able to answer them. So.
And also, if anybody would like some more personal advice one-on-one, you can reach out to me directly with my email address. It'll also be provided after the presentation. We can have a chat one-on-one about your specific business and its digital marketing needs, and I can give you more targeted advice then.
I've also provided in the chat some links and emails to contact for one-on-one counseling or questions, and then also to sign up for future webinars. So that information is in the chat. So to give everyone a chance to get any last minute questions, I'm just going to give our little end speech, and as the questions trickle in, I can pop them over to Cameron. Oh, actually, one just came, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Someone, let's see. You will all receive an email with a link to the recording, an evaluation, and to our slides, so don't worry about that. If you would like to sign up for upcoming webinars or access our recorded webinars, please visit virginiasbdc.org/training, and be sure to check out our next digital bootcamp, Managing Your WordPress Website, on December 7th. You can also access our website on the COVID Business Recovery Center, which we developed to help owners not only continue business operations, but thrive and recover. These resources are designed to be used in collaboration with your local SBDC advisors. You can sign up for a free and confidential session by emailing help@virginiasbdc.org or via our website. And I think that's it. I'm not seeing any more questions, so we can wrap this up. Thank you all for attending, and we hope to see you at our next session. Thank you, Cameron, again for this presentation.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.